When will I start investing in real estate? Well, I'm here to tell you the time is now. Not because the market's perfect, not because all the planets have aligned, because that's the fact. Now is the time to start. Hello and welcome to the Total Wealth Academy video podcast. I am your host, Steve Davis. I'm the CEO over at Total Wealth Academy and also the lead consultant or mentor there. And what I do on this podcast is bring you information on investing in real estate to make you more competent, to raise your real estate IQ, if you will, your financial literacy on real estate. And today what I want to talk about is timing. Timing is everything with really anything. It's all about timing. The mistake that people make, though, is they think there's a certain time, and there's not. Now, I'm going to make some assumptions as we go into this material. The first assumption is I'm going to assume that you know the secret to building wealth. Let me give it to you. The secret to building wealth is to buy income-producing assets. I do an entire podcast on this. I talk about it on my radio show. We spend hours in our Saturday classes and things like that talking about this quote-unquote secret. So I'm going to assume you know that, or you wouldn't be watching videos like this. But the secret to building wealth is to buy income-producing assets. And 9 out of 10 millionaires used real estate as that income-producing asset. So there's the secret. But then people say, when will I start investing in real estate? Well, I'm here to tell you the time is now. Not because the market's perfect, not because all the planets have aligned, because that's the fact. Now is the time to start. I'll share with you a Chinese proverb, I think they're called. But when is the best time to plant a tree? When is the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago, because you'd have this beautiful tree in front of your house now. 20 years ago is the best time to plant a tree. When is the second best time to plant a tree? Today. Today. Right now. Get it done. You'll get the result in 20 years, but you need to start today. Well, it's the same with real estate. When is the best time to buy real estate? 20 years ago. Why? Because you'd be financially independent by now, or at least close to it, or at least moving towards it. You'd be way ahead of where you're at now if you'd have started 20 years ago. So that's the best time to start investing in real estate. When is the second best time to start investing in real estate? Today. Right now, today. Not because of the market, not because of conditions, not because the planets have aligned. It's because you need to start. And you need to start right where you're at. The way that Napoleon Hill put it from the book Think and Grow Rich, and I'm butchering this a little bit, but he said, start wherever you're at with whatever tools you have at your command. The time will never be just right. Start with the tools you have, and better tools will be found as you go along the way. In other words, you've got to start. So many people, I talk to them, it's not the right time. The interest rates are too high. The interest rates are going up. The market's not right. Prices are too high. Rents are too low. They've got all these little excuses and reasons why now is not the right time. I'm telling you, now is the time. It will never, ever, ever be the perfect time. Ever. Which is what people are waiting for. Like, I'm going to wait till everything's perfect. The interest rates are low, prices are low, rents are high, all of this. And they've got all these, again, excuses for why they're not getting started. But that's all they are. They're just excuses. I want to be very clear, and I hope this doesn't come across too arrogant, but I made money under George Bush. I made money under Clinton. I made money under George Bush Jr. I made money under Obama. I made money under Trump. I made money under Biden. I'm making money under Trump. And my point is this. So many people during that long time period, 35 years or so, didn't start because they were waiting for the time to be just right, waiting for some magical thing to happen that's going to tell them that it's now is the right time. I'm warning you, it will never, ever be the right time. The planets are not going to align for you. You've got to start, again, wherever you're at, with whatever tools you have at your command, get it done. And this leads to a point about age. And a lot of people don't like what I'm about to say because they've been conditioned to believe a certain way. And what it is the quip that I bring up. If you're 40 and you don't have $1 million, you're behind the 8 ball. You're way behind. You're in trouble. And you need to wake up to that fact. If you're trying to save your way to retirement, in other words, you refuse to buy income-producing assets, you want to save your way to retirement, you better have $1 million in the bank by the time you're 40, or you're behind the 8 ball. And the reason I use 40 is because 40 is middle age. See, 2 times 40 is 80. Only 1% of Americans live past 80. Yet on TV, what do they tell you is middle age? Look at the ads on TV. You'll see these financial planners. You'll see American Express. You'll see them show you the 50, 60-year-old couple, and they will say, middle-aged Mr. and Mrs. Smith. 50 and 60 is not middle age. You're not going to live to be 100. You're not going to live to be 120. Middle age is 35 to 40, and this is what people don't like. See, 50 is old. 60 is very old. 70 is extremely old. 80, you're probably dead. Sorry to be negative, but that's the facts. 35 to 40 is middle age. You need to wake up. You need to wake up at 35, 40 and go, man, I have had 20 years. Think about it. You graduated high school or college. Maybe you've only had 18 years. But if you're 40, you've had 18 to 20 years to build wealth for yourself and your family. You've been working. You've been struggling. You've been working hard. You've been working smart. At least you think you have. But you don't have $1 million? Listen, you've had 20 years to do it your way. You need to find a better way for the next 20 years. You need to wake up, look yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm 40 or 40 plus or whatever. I'm 40, 40 plus. I'm not in the financial position that I want to be in. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I never will get in the financial position that I want to be in. I've got to change. And that takes courage. And then you've got to find the right thing to change to. But that goes back to the secret that I told you at the beginning that's not a secret, but everybody calls it a secret, that the key to wealth is buying income-producing assets. Another point about timing is this particular podcast is coming out at the end of 2025, the very end. I think it's the 29th of December when we're recording this. 2025 is over. It's gone. And how many of you remember New Year's 2025 and remember it like it was just the other day? I know I do. I know this year went faster than any year I've ever been involved with. and I know that's age related. It just seems to go faster and faster the older I get. It's going to go faster and faster the older you get. But another year is gone. So what you want to do, I've got 3 questions for you. The first is, are you in a better financial position today than you were a year ago? Are you in a better financial position today than you were a year ago? The sad truth is, and I think the statistic is that most Americans, the average American is $6,000 more in debt today than they were a year ago. So most people are in a worse financial position than they were a year ago. Now, I want you to be careful. Some of you may say, well, I'm in the same financial position that I was a year ago. That's actually not the same. That actually falls into the category of worse. Why? Because another year of your earning ability is gone. If you're in the same financial position that you were a year ago, you're actually in a worse financial position because you've lost a year of your earning ability. It's gone. And be aware, the next year is going to go by even faster, and it will be gone. The second question you want to ask yourself is, if you keep doing what you're doing, will you be in a better financial position at the end of 2026 as you are today? If you keep doing what you're doing, will you be in a better position in 12 months? Most people know that answer is no. Because as Zig Ziglar said, if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting and nothing more. So you've got to change what you're doing. And that leads to the third question: what am I going to do differently in 2026? If I just had to answer, no, I'm not in a better financial position than I was a year ago. No, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I won't be in a better financial position at the end of this year. Then the third question, as I said, what are you going to do differently in 2026? You better be asking yourself, what is it that I'm going to do differently in 2026 so that I can say at the end of 12 months, I'm in a better financial position than I was a year ago? What are you going to do differently? The key to figuring that out, well, again, I refer back to the secret. The secret is buy income producing assets like real estate. But the question is, how are you going to get your first deal? And that's what most people ask. That comes down to education. It comes down to reading, watching podcasts like this, getting a mentor, getting out there, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and getting this done. And that brings up an additional point about really giving yourself permission to succeed. You really need to be in an endeavor that can take you where you want to be. When Zig Ziglar talks about if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll only get what you're getting now, he's referring to being in the wrong vehicle. Most people are in jobs or self-employment that they know can never ever take them where they want to be financially, but they do it year after year, decade after decade, sometimes for an entire lifetime, because they just don't know anything else to do. See, it's your responsibility to learn additional ways to make money. And that's what we teach our students here at Total Wealth Academy, is how to use real estate to build a second stream of income, a second way to make money. So they have their jobs and they have their second stream of income from their real estate. The income from their real estate may be more than what they make at their job. You know, it just depends on the individual. Just depends on the individual. But you've got to learn better ways to make money and more effective ways. Warren Buffett brings up the point, billionaire Warren Buffett, that if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you're going to be working until the day you die. See, at Total Wealth Academy, we teach people how to build wealth and a second stream of income that comes in while they're sleeping. And that's what you've got to do. And again, the timing will never be right. Never. It's never going to be the right time to do this. You have to do it now. You've got to find your motivation. It could be that you want more time with your kids. You want more time for romance. You want more time for travel. You want more time. Whatever it is, you got to get your motivation aligned and then get out there and learn this material and start buying income producing assets. And be aware you can use your IRA or 401k to do that without tax or penalty. And we can show you how to do that here at Total Wealth. But it's timing is never going to be right. You've got to start where you're at with whatever you got to start with and get it done. So please check out our free sample class if you want to learn how we're teaching people how to build a second stream of income. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.